Many of you modern bike riders might think that these old classics aren't worth the oil that they leak onto the garage floor. But not only is there a bunch of people who think exactly the opposite, they actually ride them from Johannesburg to Durban every year. Now, Matt, is this something that you do?
Under protest, but I must admit it's the first time I've ever been here, first time I've seen a collection of bikes this old and this beautifully prepared. I believe the youngest bike here is 1936.
Yes.
And the oldest is 1908.
Yes.
So the bikes are generally older than the riders. This is a classic event, well known in the annals of South African motorcycling history, but it's a special one this year. 100 years old, can you believe? This is the 100th anniversary.
100 years old. And it started with two guys just wanting to go to the beach, apparently. That's how it started.
Well, it's a hell of a long way to get to the beach. I suggest we have a wander around because there's obviously some fantastic people to speak to and some amazing bikes to have a good ogle at.
In deference to the age of the bikes and, let's be honest, most of the riders, registration on the day before the race is a leisurely affair. And with the majority of bikes being British, there needs to be a good supply of oil on hand.
Okay, I'm here with Pierre Cronier. He is the clerk of the course for this event. So, Pierre, a bit of history. How long has this been going? Okay, it's a centenary, so it's been going since 1913. Yeah. Why did it start?
Okay, Harry, the first one in 1913, from what I can understand, were a bunch of guys that wanted to go down to Durban, to the beach, on their bikes from Joburg. So they started and they went down to the beach. And the amazing thing is apparently it took them something like 12 hours to ride from Joburg to Durban. That's when it really started, and it actually became quite an event. And the fastest time in, if I can call it the historical DJ, was something like about 6.5 hours.
When did it actually become a competitive event?
In 1970, the VVC resurrected this whole thing and made it a regularity trial.
Okay.
Regularity trial, we give you a certain speed, we have marshals along the way, and you ride and we clock you. At the marshal, you've got an actual time of arrival and an estimated time of arrival. The difference, every second that you're late or early, one penalty.
Okay.
Okay, now, guys that are good will do 17 hours worth of riding and have like 100, 110 penalties.
So has anybody ever done a penalty-free run?
Nah, never.
Never.
No, never.
But this is, you're not doing it in 6 or 12 hours. This is a 3-day event now.
It's a 3-day event. What we do, we leave from the mall here tomorrow morning. First bike leaves at 6:01.
Yeah.
And because of the size of the entry that we got this year, the last bike will leave at 9:18.
There is an incredible variety of motorcycle design on display, charting early development and showing many of the roads engineers travelled in the quest for the perfect machine, and all are fascinating in their own way. They might look ancient and basic, but the fact that they are about to embark on a 700-kilometre journey speaks volumes for the quality of the engineering.
Well, there's a lot of old bikes and there's a lot of old people, but I found a proper first. This is Kaya Leto. He's nowhere near as old as the bikes, 34 years of age, and in an event that's celebrating many firsts, including reaching 100 years, Kaya, you're the first ever black gentleman to take part. How has that happened?
Actually, the guys had been invited to come over to our day job. And
day job for who? Who is this?
The Black Diamonds.
Okay.
The Black Diamonds. And we had a fabulous time, and they happened to mention that a rally was coming up, Joburg to Durban. Apparently it was famous. I've always been fond of old bikes, so I actually poked my nose in and tried to find out. And I discovered that there actually was a race coming up, and I thought, I asked, is there space? And I discovered that they had room and would gladly have someone take part as a newbie.
So Kaya, you've managed to organise yourself a bike. Tell me about it.
Yes, this is a Zundap. It's a 1935 model, 2-stroke, 250 cc's. It's a lovely little bike. It was lent to me by one of the families that...
And are you confident it will get to the end?
Yes, I'm actually quite confident. I was told just to take it easy. It's an old bike, be gentle, so I must remember to not be a bit rough on it. But it should be fun. It is quite a pleasure to ride, so I should cope quite well.
Okay, well, best of luck. We hope to see you at the end.
Yeah, thank you. See you at the end.
Okay, old bikes and indeed old people. And here is the oldest, a 91-year-old Stuart Cunningham. Stuart, 91, that's a pretty impressive age to be riding to Durban.
Well, I've been riding all my life on motorcycles, so I suppose it's not new.
And how many DJs have you done?
I've done 23 DJs.
Ever fallen off?
No, never fallen off.
You failed to finish?
I failed to finish on the first two.
What happened? What was the problem?
Magneto trouble.
Was that something you built yourself?
Yeah, I built it myself,
So
so
you had-
it was my own problem.
And then you fixed that for the other 21 years you've been doing
Well,
it?
I've had a friend, Alan Burt, he's deceased now, but Alan actually went overseas and he got me one of the TT Norton magnetos.
Okay.
And ever since I've had that in there, I've had no problems.
So you just weren't going fast enough before, that's what it was?
Yeah, we're getting a move on. Yeah, we're getting a move on.
And your bike is a 1930, is it an International Norton?
1930 International R.
International R, I'm sorry. Is that a 500?
It's a 500 and it's a racing TT Norton.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you like the curves?
yeah, we got to get round the curves. You're right there. You're right there.
Well, good luck for tomorrow. Thanks very much, Stuart.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've already found the oldest gentleman on the DJ Run. Now I've found the oldest motorcycle. Dr. Andrew Mather, Triumph 1908. Give me a little bit of a history because it does look like it's over 100 years old.
Yeah, the bike was originally purchased by a guy in Joburg in 1909. He rode it until 1917. Something broke and it's been off the road until about 2 years ago. I put it back on the road. I'm the fourth owner, but only the second owner to have ever ridden the bike.
Look, you've got several hundred kilometres to go. You confident?
No. 6 weeks ago I seized the motor. I had to rebuild the motor. After I got the motor fixed, I broke the frame. I had to rebuild the frame. Got that going, I broke the steering. I fixed the steering, and then I tore a calf muscle pushing it, trying to get it going. So,
So if it's not the bike that breaks, it might well be yourself.
absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about this gearing. I mean, it looks... Well, what is this belt? I mean, what's it made of?
Okay, this is a synthetic belt. It's a modern belt. The original belts were leather. This machine has no gears, no clutch. So when the motor runs, it's basically you're
It's
moving.
going.
The only way you can slow down is either to pull the decompressor and cut the motor, or to apply brakes, which are very, very simple bicycle stirrup brakes. And then there's a rubber block on the back here, which is operated by a foot brake. But she's not very good at slowing down.
Is she any good at speeding up?
She goes okay.
What's okay?
I've been up to 65 k's an hour now.
That's plenty fast enough when you've got to plan your braking, what, a week in advance?
Absolutely.
Well, the best of luck, 1908, oldest motorcycle in the run. You're not very confident. The PhD man is not confident, but I've got a good feeling. You're going to make it.
I hope so.
Looking at these machines, it does beg the question, in another 100 years, will the R1s, GSs and Sportsters of today still be running to follow in the footsteps of their illustrious ancestors?